He rested his gut against the kitchen surface. The fridge beeped furiously, reminding him to close its door, but he was deaf to the sound. He shamelessly slid the next piece of cheese into his gaping mouth, making a silent promise that this would be his last. But what had started as an innocent afternoon snack had ignited a pasteurized passion inside him that was now throbbing uncontrollably throughout his entire body. Crumbs toppled down his chin. An avalanche of insatiable dairy dust gathered in his chest hair. The top-shelf taste of Cathedral City exploded across his tongue as he relentlessly cheddared himself in the mouth, covering his tongue in value-for-money, Devon-based, buttery filth. The packet lay back, opening itself up for him. "Finish me off," it purred. He groaned as he gripped the kitchen surface, sliding his fingers inside for another piece of heaven. He knew this was wrong. So wrong. But just as he managed to pull himself away from the sinful moment, he heard a seductive cry floating towards him from the cupboard. The melody was unmistakable. It was the jumbo packet of Aldione brand party crisps he'd opened earlier, serenading him towards the rocks like a bevy of saturated fat-infused sirens. He swung the cupboard open, gripped the bag firmly and tilted his head back, partly in ecstasy, partly to throw as many crisps in his mouth as possible, defiling his taste buds further with a greasy ménage à trois he was now powerless to stop. Cheap crisps. Cheap thrills. Uninterrupted. He was out of control. Of course, normally by now he'd have been caught red-handed. A small person would have detected his grubby game and interrupted his 5-second pleasure grab by shouting angry gibberish and stealing the goods for themselves. If he was lucky, he'd have heard them coming and deployed his signature fridge slam casual walk-away combo, frantically chewing his dirty secret to hide all evidence. Eating cheese in his underpants wasn't the example he wanted to set for his children. Neither was refusing to share. And those pint-sized snack filchers made him share everything. Bastards. But not today. They were at his mum's till the morning and he was tasting the forbidden fruits. His wife was in the shower. At least, so he thought. He felt her hot lips breathing on the back of his neck. She was panting quietly. He turned around to face her. Her face was flush, the hastily wrapped bath towel barely covering her modesty. "I'm clean now," she announced in a husky tone. "And ready to get dirty," she continued, presenting him with a newly received text on her phone. It was from Domino's. His pulse quickened. She removed her glasses and, placing the tip inside her mouth, spoke the words he'd ached to hear since they'd started the new diet the day prior. "It's 2 for Tuesdays," she whispered, allowing her fingers to slide slowly across her lips like an experienced rower waiting to dip her oar into the warm ocean on a crisp autumn morning. "I'll use the joint account," he said. He was taking control. She liked it when he did that. He searched for his phone underneath the cheesy rubble that now covered the entire kitchen surface, but she put her moist hand up to his crumb-filled chest, stopping him briefly. "Don't. I've got the app," she breathlessly moaned as she helped herself to the last few crisps. "If you order through the app, you get a free side." He let out a primal groan. Her hand quivered as she punched up the app and scrolled through the menu. Neither of them knew where the evening would lead, but one thing was certain. Before the night was over, they would both be balls deep inside a carb orgy of calorific proportions, and neither of them would be the same again. To be continued.